Welcome to the disturbing facts about Latin American history. If you've seen my channel, you've probably seen my TikTok called The Suit Historian. I am under the same name. So welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to talk about a few disturbing facts about Latin American history. Before we start this video, I have to give a disclaimer. The content of this video will be sometimes very disturbing and graphic, and feel free to leave the video or leave the video now if you do not feel comfortable with such facts. And without further ado, let's go right into the content of this video. Disturbing movie of 1914. The disturbing movie of Pancho Villa. If you've ever watched this Indiana Jones clip, you probably know that the person who Indiana Jones was firing at is still alive. Well, in the movie of Pancho Villa, the people who are shot at are dead. To explain, we have to understand who is Pancho Villa. He is a revolutionary of the Mexican Revolution. Basically, he was this, he portrayed himself as this Robin Hood of Mexico. Notably, he robbed banks and he gave to the people. So he was, at least at first, very well loved by the people. However, this movie is when he and the Mutual Film Corporation partnered to make a movie. So basically, Pancho Villa needed funds for the Mexican Revolution so he can continue his revolution alongside Francisco Madero, Pascual Orozco, or Emiliano Zapata against the dictator Porfirio Diaz. So they were doing this revolution against this dictator, and to make war, to wage war, to do guerrilla warfare, you need money. And basically, a way to get money is to make a movie about his life, or about the Mexican Revolution. So he was given $25,000 alongside 50% of all profits that would come from this movie. And basically how he filmed it is that he basically filmed himself during the Mexican Revolution, shooting at the federal soldiers, for example. And everyone who was shot in that movie are real people who actually got shot and that really died. So it's quite a disturbing movie. Here's a little clip that I'm gonna play. And yeah, we lost a lot of parts of the movie, but we still have a few clips. There's no sound, no audio. I just commented over them. But yeah, it's pretty disturbing as a movie concept. But maybe I don't think you can even watch it, so it shouldn't be too much of a security reach. The Dirty War. The Dirty War. This is maybe the most disturbing fact on this list in this video. Basically, during Operation Condor, with United States supporting coups of right-wing dictatorships, one that appeared is the dictatorship of Jorge Videla. And his military dictatorship is particularly gruesome. During his dictatorship, there would be many people who disappeared, that we call the Los Despacalitos, the Los Despacito. And basically, these were people who disappeared mysteriously. So here's the thing that would happen to these people. So first one is the death flights. Basically, you would be captured and then thrown off a plane. And you would often be thrown in the ocean, for example. And in like Minecraft, when you fall on water, you basically break your legs, and often you would drown to the bottom of the ocean. So it's really hard to survive that. I didn't do research about how many people survive these death flights, but it would be extremely low. But this is actually the luckiest thing that could happen to you. The next thing that would happen is that you will be sent to Escuela Superior de Mecánica de la Armada. Sorry if my Spanish is bad. I watch videos on YouTube how to pronounce it, but it's never gonna be flawless. Basically, this was a mechanic school in which people will be sent to the basement of the school to be tortured. And the torture methods are extremely gruesome. So this is where I put the trigger warning. If you want to listen to it, you can skip if you don't want to hear about this, well, skip to the end video because this is our last fact, and particularly disturbing as well. One thing that could happen to you in the school is where your privates will be removed, and there's no euthanasia. You're fully conscious. Another testimony I've watched, this guy said that he received multiple hits in the face, in the private parts, and also notably they always put a stick up his, well, you know what, and if you didn't know, that is extremely painful. Not that I have any experience in that. I'm saying it as I did, but I've never had the experience, okay? Let's keep that clear. But it makes me seem more guilty. Anyways, you guys know what I mean. But yeah, it's probably very extremely painful. That's how I should phrase it. And yeah, multiple tortures using these various tools to torture the people inside the schools, and all your screams, no one can hear them because you're in this, you know, basement, and tortured every day for years sometimes. And when suddenly someone comes and tries to feed you and clean you, that might be the worst thing. Well, maybe, I mean, depending on how you see it, but if you start getting fed, start getting, you know, cleaned well, that means that you will be sent in chambers where they would unalive you. And, you know, people knew that, you know, when they saw lots of food and went on the door of that person, you know, that person is not going to be there the next day. The reason why they started to feed the inmates so suddenly is because they wanted the corpse to look healthy, so that when this inmate would be unalived, it would look as it had never suffered any torture. If you enjoyed this gruesome facts, maybe not as gruesome as things you've seen on YouTube, honestly, but if you've enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.